In this video, we're going to talk about bringing professional levels of control to AI with Martini. All right, good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
So tell me what what's going on here with Martini.
Yeah, so we have a lot of professional filmmakers and video production professionals trying to use generative AI, but a lot of the Gen AI platforms out there are quite consumer facing right now. So we're a professional generative AI platform. So if you're a professional that wants to start doing AI for Previs, or maybe you're making fully AI content, this is the place to do it. And we're a collaborative platform. So if you've ever used Figma, we're like Figma for generative AI.
Awesome. What are some of the, so we got timeline and stuff, what are some of the kind of key features or differentiators with Martini?
Yeah, so we have two computers running right here.
Okay.
So this one's yours. It's fully browser based, so it's like Google Docs. You can just send your link to someone and they can jump right in and collaborate. So we have two computers here. You can operate here. So if you see, my mouse is moving around, so anything I do, okay, you got it.
I jumped ahead. I'll save that for later. But okay, yeah, I see your mouse.
Yeah, so you see my mouse. So, if you're working on a project with more than one person, you could have people prompting and you know exactly who made what shot, what prompt they used. It's all here real time. We even have a timeline down here. So if you click this button down here, as you're generating stills and videos, you could just drag them into the timeline, and that's also synced real time as well.
That's super.
So that's really helpful because a lot of times, you gotta take the top right corner.
Okay.
Other
top. My other right. Yes.
Right there. Oh, sorry.
Wait.
There. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of times, what we see with other professionals is you go to platform, you're generating, you're downloading, putting it into Premiere, and then you're cutting, and then you're missing a shot, you go back. But here you can just do that. Yeah. You can just do that here, and then once you're ready for your final cut, you just export to an XML.
Okay, and that'll just go into any whatever NLE you're using.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. We have a couple of other new things that we've been working on. So one is a Claude integration.
Yes.
So we have an MCP integration. So we've
awesome.
noticed that a lot of AI people are making their own Claudes with their own brains that kind of write their prompts for them, or they have their own Claude workflows built. And this can be a middle ground between your Claude working and the humans working. So we have teams where, you might have a director, an editor, a production designer all in here working, and they'll all have their own Claudes integrated with MCP.
What are some of the use cases they've been doing with it?
Yeah, so I think what we've seen is people don't write their prompts manually anymore. So you have the Claude that understands your prompting style.
Okay.
So you can say, hey Claude, here's my script. Give me a storyboard of scene 1. Give me 20 nanobanana generations. And Claude would just go boom, boom. And then you can go in and review that. Yeah. And you can say like, hey Claude, so then you get to keep your proprietary brain, but we're the interface that lets you work with it.
Make it easier, yes. We've talked about that, I've done that, and it just kind of saves it to Finder. If I do it locally on Claude, but this having it visual on a board where it's just spin it up.
Yeah.
Spin it, I could see it.
Yeah.
Make modifications.
Yeah.
That's really smooth integration.
Yeah. And I think, a lot of savvy people are also building their own version of this, like an internal tool where instead of spitting it out to Finder, maybe you have like a little simple website that's running. But we do a lot of the heavy engineering for you to make sure that it's collaborative. It's a clean space that you can invite your clients to. So.
Yeah. I mean, how are you thinking about that and it's like, okay, you can kind of vibe code your own AI solution, and you are building a platform.
Yeah.
Where do you how do you see yourself fitting in?
Of course.
Into that space?
Yeah. So I think that I think people should be vibe coding their own tools. But what we've done here is, it's like plumbing. It's heavy engineering. It's real-time collaboration. We make sure that the video syncing works. We have a lot of proxies being generated in the background. So it's like a lot of heavy engineering that doesn't really have much to do with video production or film production. So I personally, what I encourage our users to do is vibe code your own thing, but vibe code something that works with this, not try to rebuild this, because this is not really going to give you an edge in your video production. But if you have an AI thing that can ingest your script or help you with your story, that's something that you can own as your own IP.
Yeah, and that's nice that you have this integration with AI agents, MCP, where you could do that.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, and then I know also one of the other cool features, the 3D scene.
3D scene. Okay, so we have actually made quite a bit of progress with this over the past few months. So here's a nanobanana generation. This could very much be a real image. And if you're trying to, storyboard or trying to make this into AI film, you need a bit more coverage. So what we've built is traditionally you can go in and nano banana your way through. So you can say, hey, give me a close-up, give me over the shoulder, or you can use one of these new Quen multi-angle models. So those are like orbit models.
Yeah.
But as filmmakers, we want a bit more control, right?
Also, Quen's a bit mushy.
Yes, that too. So we have a feature called Step into Set. So you can right-click any image. So it could be a real image or a generated image. And here, this is a pre-generated, it usually takes about 10 minutes to generate the scene.
Okay.
But what we do is you go from 2D to 3D, and we extract the characters as well into body meshes.
That's all. Okay.
So you can move around, you could do your Dutch thing if you want, you could change your camera lens and find exact angles that you like. And from there, this is a pretty rough render, but you can capture these rough renders, and we have a proprietary rendering pipeline that we've built that if you click render, it renders it up. It takes about 10 minutes.
Okay.
We have a lot of GPUs running in the background. And what happens is, maybe you framed something like this, which is, like a little over the shoulder, and then, you can render up that. And from there, you could do whatever you want to do with it. If it's a storyboard, you just stick with that. If you want to turn it into video, put it into Kling or CDance as a starting frame.
And so this feature, you're kind of going image to image, and then you can do whatever you want with that new angle that you make.
Yeah.
When you're changing the angle, so do you have to kind of give it, is the one image enough, or do we have to give it, I see we have these character reference shots.
Yeah. So what this version does is, the starting image had these characters in it, so we actually make these characters for you. So this part is automated. So we create the body meshes and we create these characters out.
Okay.
And if for some reason we got it wrong, you can always replace it.
Or if you have your own character image, you can just give it, feed it in, so you get better results.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, I think what we've seen is a lot of the latest video models, they're good at making new angles. So like, for example, Kling Go 3 with the multi-shot, like you can say, okay, start with a medium and go to a close-up or like over the shoulder. But I think when you want an artistic angle, they're quite hard to prompt. So what we've seen is people are mixing multi-shot video models with this. So like this is like the last mile tool. Like you're prompting and like there's like that one shot that you need, but you're not getting it. Put it in here and like you don't have to mess around for an hour. Like you'll have it done.
So have you seen people get better results if they make these new angles, but then also you feed the angles into one of the reference models? Like instead of start frame, like Kling 3 with like reference, using that as a reference image and maybe the character images.
Yeah.
Have you seen them getting better results?
Yeah, you can.
That way, or is it hit or miss with like?
I think it's just
what you're trying to do.
Yeah, it's just what you're trying to do. Yeah, we see people do all sorts of crazy things. Yeah.
What's been the result or the response here? Like at NAB, I feel like there's not a ton of generative AI.
Yeah.
You're like very into the generative AI space. What's been the response you've gotten here at the show?
Yeah, I was actually concerned that there might be people who are really upset at us. So, I was like, oh, should we get bodyguards? But actually, we did two talks here. The first talk was full house. There were people around the stage. I would say people are interested. I think we're still very early on. So a lot of the people from traditional production don't really know much about the models. So like you can say Nano Banana, maybe they don't really know Nano Banana. Maybe they only know these models through Gemini or other services.
Right.
So I would say that the literacy level of Gen AI is still very low, but I think people are realizing through demos like this that there's actually a lot that can be done. So I'm quite optimistic, and I really hope that we can educate more traditional filmmakers to use this technology to make better work.
Yeah, and because you talked about Previs a lot, has more of the interest been in planning, Previs, shot design versus I want to make a fully generative film?
Yeah, I think a lot of people jump to the final thing, but then I have to slow them down and say, well, it's great for some things, but it's not great for everything. So maybe Previs is where you want to start, but we wait for the technology to get better. And then by the time, 6 months later, maybe it's good enough to do most of your final production. Yeah.
Cool, awesome. And then you want to cover, roughly how the pricing works for users?
Yeah, so we have a public pricing. We have 3 tiers. We have the $0 tier, which is free. You can use everything. We charge per generation. So if you want to generate, you still need to top up. Our top up system is called Olives. We're Martini, so you need to buy olives if you want to generate. And we have a $30 and a $150 plan.
Okay.
Both come with those amount of credits.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I feel we did kind of gloss over the basic stuff, but like at the basic level, you have image generation, video generation. I wanted to focus on the unique stuff you have, but like everything here you can make in here. I just wanted to like
we have all the good models covered.
Yeah. You cover all the basics, but I wanted to cover. You got some really unique features here.
Yeah. I'll show you. Can I show you two more things?
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Yeah. So we focus for scale. So like a lot of the other node-based editors, like if you have over 50 or 100 nodes, it kind of slows down.
Yeah.
We're building a system where you can have up to 1,000, and it will be butter smooth.
Nice.
So like if you're a team working at scale, like, you can use that. And
also everyone could just have this one board.
Exactly.
And not have to like keep splitting up boards because your boards are like
exactly
jittering because there's too much stuff in it.
And then we have things like subject nodes. So a lot of the video models are starting to support elements. So we have this more abstracted form of elements called subjects where you can make your characters, props, locations. So you can use them across different video models. So like you don't have to be locked into one model
so you can
provider.
set up a subject or an element once, and then that'll communicate.
Yeah, so you could use it, like you can have a subject and use it with Cdance, use it with Cling.
Okay.
So you don't have to have a separate
rebuild that for each model.
Exactly.
It'll just, whatever that model takes in, it'll kind of reconfigure itself.
Exactly.
For the
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we try to make it easier for professionals to use this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you so much.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.